Scenario 1A, Extracurricular Activity. Dr. Armitage is worried his colleague, Professor Warren Rice, might be in trouble, so he has asked you for your help in finding his friend. He seems unreasonably nervous about his colleague's disappearance, considering Professor Rice has only been missing for a matter of hours. Quiet halls. You have arrived at the Miskatonic University campus in search of Professor Warren Rice. Classes are over, and a mysterious silence hangs in the air over the quad. After hours, Professor Rice was last seen several hours ago by one of Armitage's students in the Humanities building. A too early winter has stripped the trees bare. Their dead branches whistle as a sharp cold wind cuts across the empty quad. Surrounded by fences and gates of wrought iron, you can't help but feel as much a prisoner here as a guest. So we can resign from Miskatonic Quad. But I don't think we're going to do that yet. Let's start playing. Okay, for my first action, I'm going to take a resource from the resource pile. Then I'm going to spend 6 resources to get out Leo DeLuca, which means I can take an additional action during my turn, which means I now have 2 actions left. And then I think I'll take another resource and buy a fire axe with it. So that's my first turn over. We go to Upkeep. I draw a card. Racked by Nightmares, my first madness. Exhaust all assets you control and put Racked by Nightmares into play in your threat area. Assets you control cannot ready. So all of my assets are exhausted. I gain 1 resource. And then we move to the next turn. A Doom counter is placed on the agenda, and I draw an encounter. A Thrall spawns in combat with me. That's not good. It doesn't have to spawn with me, actually. It can spawn the location with the most clues. And no location has clues on it yet. So, I'm not sure if I'd be allowed to put it at unexplored locations. It's probably best if I spawn it with me. Okay, I think I'll discard Racked by Nightmares for 2 actions, which means the Thrall will get an attack of opportunity on me. Which means I lose 1 of each type of damage for my health and my horror, my sanity and my strength. I'll put them both on Leo DeLuca. Now that's been discarded. As a fast action, I'll discard a card from my hand to ready an asset I control. I'll discard the kukri to ready Duke, I think. So I've still only done 1 action. And I've got 3 left with Leo DeLuca. I'll exhaust Duke to fight with a base fight skill of 4. This attack will do +1 damage. Cultist, which is -1. So I succeed at that, because my modified, well, I don't have a modified fight value. My fight value is 4. -1 is 3, which is greater than the Thrall's fight value of 2. That does 2 damage to the Thrall, which kills it. So at least that monster's gone, and I've got 1 action left. I think I should move to the Humanities building. Forced. At the end of your turn, if you are in the Humanities building, discard the top X cards of your deck, where X is the amount of horror on you. I don't have any horror on me. There are 2 clues here. Now we go to Upkeep. Flip all exhausted cards. I gain a new card in my hand and a resource. Next turn, Doom is placed on the agenda, and I have an encounter. Oops, wrong card. An arcane barrier is placed at my location. As an additional cost to move out, I must test my will against 4. If successful, I discard arcane barrier. Otherwise, I must either cancel the effects of the move or discard the top 5 cards of my deck. Okay. Well, first of all, I'm going to exhaust Duke to investigate. My base intellect skill is 4 against the Humanities buildings. Shroud of 3, which means I'm on +1 so far. From the Chaos bag, we draw. Oh, I fail. Now, I fail at the maximum amount I can with the tentacle. So, I'll play, I think I fail with a base skill value of 0 when you draw a tentacle. So I fail at, I think, -3. So I'll fail a skill test by 2 or no, that's not 2 or less. That's more than 2. Yeah, so I can't play that. And that's Duke exhausted, unfortunately. So I'm going to have to, oops, I didn't exhaust myself. I'm going to have to investigate using my basic investigation skill of a measly 2, unless I discard a card to gain Duke back. I'll try it because I've got, look what I found as an asset, as an event. So I investigate. With 2 against 3, I need a +1 to succeed. Skull, -1. I fail, so I discard the top 3 cards of my deck. 1, 2, 3. Now I will play Look What I Found. Costs 2. After you fail a skill test by 2 or less, I failed that test by 2. I discover 2 clues in my location. That's my second action. For my third action, I'm going to try and move out of the Humanities building. I need to test my will on 4. And I will play Guts to do that. So I get +2 from the Chaos bag. a -1 again. That's discarded. I can move to a triangular location, which is the Orne Library, or back to the Miskatonic Quad. Let's go to the Orne Library. 3 walls of weathered grey granite. The library, 3 floors of weathered grey granite. The library looks more like a reliquary than a place of learning. Stone gargoyles snarl down from above arched windows, and Latin script winds around the double doors at the top of a wide set of stone steps. There's one clue here. And I must spend 1 additional action to investigate the Orne Library. So I investigated with Duke, then I investigated myself, then I move, so I can't investigate now because I've got 4 actions with Leo DeLuca, and I need to spend 2 actions to investigate the Orne Library. So I think I'll either draw a card or a resource. I'll draw a card. Okay. In the upkeep phase, everything readies. And I gain 1 resource and 1 card. That's pretty good. Okay, next turn, the Doom advances, and I have an encounter with a Whippoorwill, an aloof hunter. Each investigator at Whippoorwill's location gets -1 willpower, -1 intellect, -1 combat, -1 agility. That's aloof, so it doesn't actually fight me unless I fight it. In fact, I don't think it engages with me until I engage it. But it's a hunter, so it'll follow me around. Yeah, so that's at my location, but it's not fighting me. Okay, so the shroud value is 3 here, so using Duke, I would be 3 against 3 with the Whippoorwill. Let's do that. It cost me an extra action to investigate with Duke. That's 2 actions. I will play Inquiring Mind to give me +3, because there's a clue at my location. Success. An aloof enemy does not engage investigators of its own accord. I don't know if that means it does attacks of opportunity still. Let's look in the rulebook. Aloof, page 4. Well, it doesn't say it doesn't, so I suppose it does. So, that had an attack of opportunity on me. But an attack of opportunity only happens when you're engaged with enemies. So no, it doesn't have an attack of opportunity on me. It didn't flip. So that was my first 2 actions. I'm not even sure if I drew a counter. I think I did, didn't I? And I succeeded. So I gained the clue. Let's just make sure. I have no recollection of drawing that counter. Was it a -1? It's a +1 this time, so I do succeed. Gain the clue. Now I've got 2 actions left. The Orne Library connects to Humanities Building and Miskatonic Quad. So, oh, actually I've got 3 clues now, which means I can advance the act. You are unable to find Professor Rice, but one of the students you spoke with mentioned a strange man entering Rice's office. Unfortunately, the door leading to the faculty office is locked at this late hour. The student says that the head janitor, Jazz, might be able to let you in if you can find him. Shuffle the encounter discard pile and set aside Jazz Mulligan into the encounter deck. So I've got to find Jazz Mulligan. There's Jazz Mulligan. It's quite a big deck, so with only me going through the encounter deck, there's not going to be much chance of me finding him. And we'll end this video there.